there, how are you doing? My name is Angel and I like all things that are mysterious. So, we're going to do like we did last time because that worked well. I am going to wait for it to send me the notification that my stream is live and then we'll get into the story. But I went through 3 batteries. The first 2 batteries that I put into the GoPro were dead. And it's weird because I have a charging case for the batteries and it said they were all charged. And obviously they weren't. This one was. If this one wouldn't have been, we wouldn't be having the stream right now. But here we are. I was trying to stream earlier, but I worked this morning. Actually, I worked 8 to 3. Got off work, came home, still had my scrubs on from work. Came home, my daughter got dropped off. My dad had her today. And then I went and did Spark. And I don't know if you know what Spark is. It's Walmart grocery delivery. And so I did that so I'd have gas and cigarettes. And I'm like, okay, now I'm going to live stream. So I've had a very eventful Tuesday. And I know I'm going to sleep really hard tonight, which is fabulous. I never did get a notification about my stream. Stream. So I've had a very eventful Tuesday. Oh. And I know I'm going to sleep really wonderful. Hard tonight, which is fabulous. I never did get a notification about my stream. I didn't. Usually, I did last time anyways. I feel like I usually do. I'll put all my dead batteries back into my GoPro charging case. So anyways, we're gonna turn this down because I don't want to hear myself. That's gonna be annoying. As long as I can see the stream, that's all that matters. I kind of like it next to me though. So anyways, what? Ads. Already. So I found an article that I wanted to share. And this one isn't like a twisted tale, but it's strange. So I'm like, strange, twisted, it's fine. Because it says strangest causes of death. I'm intrigued already. Let's get into this. So I found this, actually it was emailed to me. This was emailed to me from what website is this? Oh, Graveyard Shift. I forgot. So I've been getting emails from them for a while, but this one caught my eye because I like scroll through it sometimes, see if there's anything good on there. And this one actually stuck out. So the title of this story is called Law Enforcement and Medical Professionals Describe the Strangest Causes of Death They've Ever Seen. What's the matter, Susie? This is my baby. So anyways, there is, I don't know how many stories. Let's see how many we can get through before my battery dies. So it says medical examiners, coroners, crime scene investigators, and crime scene cleaners. That would be a god-awful job. Especially, I don't even think it matters. If it's a prolonged, extended period of time after someone dies, it does not matter. Although I think waterlogged is probably the worst. I've seen that in person. So, at my old apartment, it was a cul-de-sac. So it was a double dead-end street. Once you came onto my street, the only way back off of my street was to go back the way you came. So, one street goes this way, and then there's another street that runs off of it, but it's also a dead end. But it dead ends because there's a creek down here, okay? And then a business across the creek. So anyways, a couple of years ago, we had a really bad storm and it flooded the fuck out of the creek. And a guy decided to take his canoe down into the flooded ass creek. And I don't know if he got knocked out the boat or whatever. Well, anyways, days later, they found him. They pulled him out of the creek. He was not alive. He was dead. And it was probably way worse in person than what they show on TV. I'm just going to say that because I was probably 50 yards away. I have pretty good eyesight though. And I'm just sitting there watching. I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, I can't believe this. And now the thing about this creek is it like drops down. So the street ends, there's like a concrete barrier, and then down probably about, we'll say like 15 feet is the creek. There's no way up. There's no stairs or anything. They weren't really planning on doing anything with this creek, and usually the water's very low. When that happened, the water had been the highest I'd ever seen it. And mind you, I had lived there since I was a kid. Like, my grandparents owned my old apartment. So anyways, there's that. That was probably the most, aww, you're so sweet. Yes, yes. Oh, such a sweet cat you are. Look at you. Yes. Anyways, let's get into the story. Come on, Zeusy. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. Anyways, let's get into the story. So, blah, blah, blah. Crime scene cleaners all see some strange causes of death. Over time, it's not uncommon for many of them to become desensitized to the gruesome and odd ways there are to die. And I can see that. It's a coping mechanism for tackling such a crazy job. Another therapeutic way to deal with such strange and stressful jobs is by talking it out, which is likely why so many of these death-centric professionals felt comfortable sharing on Reddit their wildest stories of strange causes of death. I'm really curious. The deaths that freaked out coroners and other professionals the most often have to do with things found in nature and the craziest and most unlikely of situations that humans get themselves into. Read through this list where coroners reveal the weirdest causes of death they've ever seen. But warning, you may find yourself grow more and more paranoid that there are literally at least a million ways to die. I used to watch that show. Well, it wasn't a million. It was 1,000 Ways to Die. I loved that show. I watched it all the time. This is very fitting. Very fitting for me. So the first story is called Choked on a Whole Kitten. I can't believe that's a sentence. Oh, it's very short. My first job was being a mortician's assistant. This was because my house was 2 blocks from the graveyard of my town and I was always playing in it. Same. Oh, I'm not playing in them, but I sure have spent a lot of time in cemeteries. You've been there with me. So, the weirdest cause of death saw in the practice was by far this old lady. When we had gotten the call to pick her body up, the house smelled like cat urine. Nothing over the top. The oddity was when we had found her body, the cats were going to town tearing the body apart. Later that day, we had found out she had attempted to eat one of her cat's kittens whole and choked to death. I don't even know what to say to that. What do you say to that? My God, I wouldn't say strange. That's pretty fucked up. What is wrong with that lady? Did they say how old she was? This says old lady. I think she had something mentally wrong with her because that's not something normal that an old lady's gonna want to do. Usually they're like cat hoarders and they have all these cats. They're not trying to eat a kitten whole. What is wrong with her? Can you imagine? She's not paying no attention. So anyways, the next story is called Suffocation by Body Parts. So, we heard of a lady that choked on a kitten because she was trying to eat the damn thing whole. Let's find out what body part it is. All right. I'm a security officer at a local hospital with a major psych ward. I had to put a body of a psych patient in the morgue because he ripped off his dick and balls. Oh my God. Okay. Gouged out his eyeballs and swallowed them. I'm not even done with this sentence. I have to stop. Thus suffocating himself. He did this all within 5 feet of the RN station and not making a sound. This guy ripped off his own dick and balls, gouged out his eyeballs and swallowed them, and suffocated on his own fucking eye. Wait, his own? Yes. His own. His own. I can't imagine that he didn't bleed to death after he ripped off his dick and ball. What is going on here? Okay. They weren't playing when they said strangest, but I think they should have said fucked up stories. That would have probably been more fitting. What's the matter, Zeus? Are these stories upsetting you? Come here. Oh, you're so spoiled. You have to have a blanket. I forgot. Come on. Forgot. She has to have a blanket. She's so spoiled. So anyways, the next story is called Eaten and Colonized Alive by Bugs. That sounds disgusting, and I want to know more. This isn't mine, but I took a criminal justice course back in college, and the professor was a sheriff or something in Kansas back in his earlier days. In any case, this still sticks with me today, over 15 years later. He responded to a call someone had made about a really bad smell. As it goes with these things, he got there and it was the worst smell he had ever smelled. It had been a particularly humid summer, and this was obviously something that had died. He goes in, inevitably sees the body in the bedroom, extremely obese woman, empty bottles of Jack Daniels and food wrappers all around her, and bugs just covering the body. Oh, that's so gross. I hate... No. What was that fucking show where they would put people in them boxes with like spiders and scorpions and snakes? Fear Factor, right? Yeah, Fear Factor. That's what that reminds me of. All on top of the worst smell ever. Seemed pretty clear what the cause of death was. Probably a combination of drink and poor health with a lack of ability to move. Is that what the coroner's report says? Because I don't think that's really okay. As he gets closer, he realizes that she is moving. Not just moving, but breathing. Shut the fuck up. They eventually get her out and into the ER. I want to say some specialized equipment was needed because of her obesity, and there are bugs living in her mouth and throat. She died from complications from the whole ordeal, but the idea of being eaten alive by bugs and them essentially colonizing your body while you are still alive sounds pretty terrible. Agreed. Wow. Ugh. Oh no. I didn't mean to click out of it. Oh, damn it. It always happens, too. Phone's touchy. That was pretty sick. So, I don't want to go that way. I don't want to go that way. That's awful. Alright, so the next story. Very short. Suicide by jigsaw to the head. My ex worked at a funeral home. They had a customer, I guess, who committed suicide with a reciprocal saw, like a jigsaw, through her forehead. It was very clear that it wasn't easy, as she tried more than once before it was done. My ex said they had to turn the saw on to remove it. She did that to herself more than once. They didn't say how many times, though. It was very clear that it wasn't easy, as she tried more than once before it was done. How? And why does it keep taking me out? Oh my God, that's awful. Freak flying bolt hit just the wrong square inch of throat. Okay. Not a corner, but in the emergency services. Went to a death once where the guy had suddenly dropped at the side of the road and his co-workers didn't know what had happened. He worked for a company cutting grass verges in our town and had a ride-on mower which was transported on the back of a trailer. The back of the trailer dropped down to form a ramp, but was held under tension by a spring. It turned out the bolt holding the spring was rusted, and on this occasion the tension of the ramp coming down had sheared off the bolt head and fired it at him with huge force from the sudden release. It hit him square on the carotid artery. Oh my God, it would be like a fucking bullet. Didn't pierce the skin at all, but ruptured it under the skin, causing him to die within minutes. Weirdest death I have ever been to. Poor guy was only in his 40s, 50s, and had kids and a wife who waved him off to work that day. I was glad I didn't have to go and give him the death I was glad I didn't have to go and give them the death message. Wouldn't have known where to begin. If it had hit him anywhere else, he would have had a big bruise and nothing more. There was a square inch or so of an area where it had the ability to be fatal, and it got him. Final weirdness. Yeah, that's probably going to end up in a new Final Destination movie. Next story, very short. That must mean it's straight to the point, which I'm for. This one's called Shit or Get Off the Pot. Oh my God. And I hate to laugh because these are all death stories, but man, shit or get off the pot. How many times have you heard your grandma say that? Or your mom? Shit or get off the pot. I don't know. Anyways, not a coroner, but I do transport and preparation for a funeral home. And two things come to mind. The strangest confirmed cause of death I saw was a drunk guy who fell asleep on his toilet for 13-ish hours. He cut off the circulation to his ass, and the muscle tissue died, and he went septic and died. He died from his ass falling asleep. Shut up. Shut up. I didn't know that was a thing. But it makes sense because you have arteries that run down your legs. So essentially, if you cut off the circulation, septic, 13 hours, that was quick. Well, he was drunk. He was drunk. So that had to have played a factor in it too. Next one, death by donkey. Not a corner, but I did recently come into my grandma's extensive genealogy of our C19 blood relatives in Texas. There were many weird stories, but this one seemed to stand out. I found another grave in Pidcoke Cemetery, Coryell County, that is interesting. There is only a metal marker, Lewis, girl, / killed by Jack. Hers was the first grave in the cemetery. I remembered as a child, Mama told me about this incident. Erna May, hey, my middle name's May, that's so adorable. Anyways, Erna May Griffin told me the same story. They remember this child as being a niece of Laura Lewis and that she was always spoken of as a baby. This was a very young child, and she had wandered into the yard alone when the donkey attacked her. He would pick her up and toss her into the air, taking hunks of her body out with his teeth. When her mother was able to get to her, her body was scattered all over the yard. This depressed her mother so that the rest of her life was spent sitting by the window, grieving and pulling her hair out. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that because I can't fucking imagine. Oh my god. Like, was it their donkey? I don't know. It doesn't say. Anyways, the next story is fever-induced mania led to fatal head injury. Not a corner, but a case study I analyzed in college. Criminal justice major. A man is feeling a bit under the weather and stays home from work. Oh. You gotta be careful with that shit because you might feel like you're sick or got the flu, but it's really a heart attack. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard that story. In fact, I used to work with a woman who told me that her husband had left for work one morning and was found in his truck. He had had a heart attack driving on his way to work, and he didn't feel good. So that's just one story. I'm sure there's plenty more. Oh, I didn't realize there was anybody in here. Hi. So anyways, so you got to be careful when you feel under the weather. Is it really you're under the weather, or is it something more serious? Because if nobody else around you is sick and you can't figure out a way that you could have been sick, maybe take a trip to the hospital because it might be a lot more serious than what you think. Just saying. Okay. Always look out for your own health. His wife comes home later to the following scene. Oh, this is going to be rough. I feel like they're getting worse. House is trashed. Furniture knocked over. All the knickknacks on their fireplace broken on the floor. Window broken, blood splattered everywhere, and her husband dead in a puddle of blood in the hallway with a wound to his head. Police start investigating it as a robbery turned murder. Turns out he had the flu, and his fever spiked so high he hallucinated and hit his head severely on the corner of the fireplace. He was delusional and stumbled around the house, fell through the window, and kept tripping, knocking over things, and bled out where he fell. After that, the flu seemed a lot scarier. He actually did have the flu. Wow. Well, he actually did have the flu. I was thinking heart attack right off the bat. Anyways, next story. There's a lot of these stories. Poisoned by the decapitated head and fangs of a snake. See, you just don't fuck with them. You just leave them be. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Leave them be. Stay away from the desert because they're all over the place. Anyways, not a corner, but wanted to share as I've never had a more relevant chance. My grandfather used to live in a military base in the Carolinas in the 1950s. The gardener on base was cutting the long grass when he runs over a snake. The snake's head is cut off by the lawnmower and, mouth open, hits the gardener right in the neck with its fangs. Gardner ended up dying from the snake's venom. I'm truly fearful of cutting grass now. And you know what? I think I seen that on 1,000 Ways to Die. I think I did. I swear I've heard that story before. I feel like it was 1,000 Ways to Die. Anyways, next story. Death by brain injection in a gruesome motorcycle accident. Wow. I don't even know what's... Wow. Not a coroner, but a cop at the same time. In September of 2015, I was on duty on my third night working patrol after field training. This meant that I was patrolling in my own car without a training deputy with me. Being the new guy, naturally I had the pleasure of working graveyard shift on weekends. Friday to Monday, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's got to be the worst shift. I've worked that so many times, though. Oh, I lost everybody. It's fine. Anyway, I was cruising one night and got a call for a signal 56 possible 10-7. Accident with injuries possibly fatal. Oh. And naturally I raced to the scene with lights and sirens. I got to the scene and discovered a motorcycle rider laying face down in a pool of blood. He was riding on the road that has a 5-mile straightaway and was testing out the top speed on his R6. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's some kind of motorcycle. He ended up hitting a large rock doing about 130, 140 miles per hour, and it threw him off his bike. He ended up cartwheeling end over end. He was wearing full gear and a helmet, but the force of the impact knocked his helmet off, and when his head hit the pavement again, it ripped the top of his skull open. The force of the cartwheel severed his brainstem, and his entire brain was found lying on the road. I'll never forget that sight. Same. My fucking God, dude. That is insane. Oh my God, that was insane. I swear to God, these are getting more brutal. It's too bad they left. They're probably going to get worse. I don't know why it won't let me. Okay, it won't let me. Come on. You know, I feel like it's a stupid ad playing over here. There it goes. Is that what's... I don't know what the hell's going on. Zeus, fix it. Fix it. Oh, there we go. The next one, bullet digestion. There was a male body brought in with 4 bullet holes in the interior side, all of which were in the upper chest. Additionally, there were no exit holes on the posterior side and no evidence of bullet removal. However, after performing an autopsy for over an hour, the coroner could only find 2 bullets. After a lot more work, he ended up finding 1 bullet in the stomach and 1 in the small intestine. It turns out that these 2 bullets had actually punctured and entered the esophagus as he was dying. His body swallowed and began to digest the 2 bullets. What is going on here? No. Oh, it crashed. Well, it crashed. I knew something was going wonky with this. Well, at least you guys don't have to worry about dealing with all this mess. Okay, where did we end up at? Bullet digestion, correct. Okay. The next one, drowned in a bedpan of pee. Shut up. I volunteered at a hospital where a psych patient killed himself by drowning himself in a bedpan he used to collect drips from the air conditioner and piss. I'm not a coroner, but I still had to help take him to the morgue. That was very short. And honestly, that wasn't the most gruesome one we've heard so far. Suicide by electrocution led to an overcooked corpse. An electrician who committed suicide by some homemade device rigged to a CRT TV, basically terminals rigged to a belt-type apparatus around his chest. Electrocuted instantly, but the current still flowed, so there was a pronounced cooking effect with some disintegration, both on site and once the remains reached us. No info on how the body was recovered safely. The worst thing was that his granddaughter found him when she let herself in to see him for lunch unexpectedly. Oh my God, that's awful. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. That poor little girl is going to be traumatized the rest of her life now. All right, next story. Choked on a whole fish on a dare. Not a coroner. This happened at a hospital I worked at many years ago. Dude was fishing with some buddies and caught a small fish. Decided to swallow it whole on a dare. Not sure if it was alive. Fish stuck in his throat in the upper esophagus, and its spines lodged in there like the barb on a fish hook. At the ER, they tried to get the fish out with a scope. Ripped the tail off, and the rest of it stayed in place. Ended up having to open him up. He eventually died in the hospital of sepsis. Oh my God. That, I've heard that story. That was on 1,000 Ways to Die as well. But they said it was a female that it happened to, and that she was fishing and she wasn't fucking around or anything. Yeah, to swallow a fish on a dare. But that's not what happened on 1,000 Ways to Die. In 1,000 Ways to Die, she was fishing. She was reeling the fish back in, and when she reeled it back in, it plopped into her mouth. I don't understand that. Anyways, suffocation from jumping onto a train carrying powdered minerals. 2 kids from my neighborhood started jumping off of the overpass by our house onto trains. One day they jumped, but one of them lands on a car that has no roof, and it had a crushed mineral inside like a powder. That doesn't make sense. So he went through a tarp that covered the car and disappeared in the car under the powdered mineral and suffocated trying to dig himself out. Shut up, that's like being buried alive. You're fine. Look at you. You're a mess. Anyways. Choked on a hamburger during a car accident. This is why you're not supposed to eat while you're driving. Okay? I know a guy that was driving home from work with his coworker. They stopped at a drive-thru to buy hamburgers. My friend was riding as a passenger and he started eating his hamburger. The coworker that was driving ended up traveling around a curb too fast and rolled the truck. My friend had a mouthful of food and ended up choking to death on it. Otherwise than that, he did not suffer any injuries. The driver was fine. I will not eat and ride in a vehicle at all, fearing that I will die from choking on my food in an accident. Same. Although, I'm not going to lie to you, I eat all the time while I'm driving. Usually, I'll stop at like Walgreens or something in the morning on my way to work. It's one of my routines I got to get back in the habit of doing again. And I'll buy a package of them little mini donuts. I like the powdered ones. And then a Monster. I'm trying to stay away from Monster. Trying. I feel like it's gonna... I'm gonna end up getting sucked right back into that one. Because I'm the worst. I ain't no quitter. Every time I try to quit something, I never quit. I've quit cigarettes. I'm smoking cigarettes again. And I stopped drinking Monster for a long time, and then I started drinking Monster extremely bad. And I wasn't drinking enough water. So I've cut out Monster, and I've incorporated water because I'm 41 and I'm not getting any younger, right? So anyways, death by power washer to the behind. I don't know how true the story is. My father passed away about 10 years ago, and he told me the story when I was young. Probably too young to hear the story. We were washing the car one day, and he let me use the power washer to wash the suds off. Well, he told me how dangerous a power wash is, and that I should never point it at anyone. I was a bit clumsy and accidentally sprayed him a few times. You know, just across the car. He wasn't mad, but he told me about a story of some guys he knew. My dad worked at a warehouse all of his life, so he knew a lot of guys. He said his friend was trying to play a prank on another guy with a power washer. He said he snuck behind him, stuck the hose up his butt, and sprayed. And it killed him. I remember thinking like, holy crap, well, I won't put it up my or anyone else's butt. I don't know the authenticity of the story, but I tell people whenever weird death stories get brought up. I don't know. That'd be like, you know them... I swear I'm demented. But you know them shows where they're like My Strange Addiction? There was a couple that was addicted to doing coffee enemas. And that just kind of reminded me of like an extreme coffee enema. Oh my god, that's... No. I don't know. I mean, how much power does this power washer have that it killed him? That's the question I have. Anyways, skinned alive by a gym sock full of screws. Shh. As a cop, I worked a scene where a dude was flayed to death. No weapon on scene, but defensive wounds on arms, hands, etc. Blood everywhere. The ceiling, walls, and all over this little one-room migrant workers' tar paper shack. We cleared the scene and left wondering what happened. The me later told us the weapon used was a gym sock full of 1.5-inch drywall screws, about a half pound of spiky, angry metal, and a white athletic sock. Was over some cartel payback. Why did this crash again? Well, I'm going to put the link in because you know how I do. But you're going to have one hell of a time because it keeps crashing. So I don't know what's wrong with them. Where were we? It keeps crashing and taking me all the way back to the beginning. Okay. Choked on a fish. Minerals. Burger. Power washer. Sock full of screws. Oh. Head smashed by a garbage truck. A friend of mine once did a summer internship at the city medical examiner's office, and she had to deal with this particular case. So this lady is walking her dog down the sidewalk once upon a time. The dog manages to get loose from its leash and bolts into the street, right underneath a stopped garbage truck. Shut up, my dog did that. So the day that me and the kids had went to go get the dog, we had left the lady's house with the dog, and we went over to my sister's house. Mind you, I didn't think we were going to buy this dog. I actually got her confused with the other lady I was supposed to meet that day. And I thought I was going to meet a lady up for clothes. Ended up being the dog instead, which is Buster, that we still have. And we get to my sister's house, and I'm like, oh, well, he followed us right into the Trailblazer. It was fine, you know. And I thought that he would just stay with us. No, as soon as we got to my sister's house and we opened the door, he got out and he fucking jetted into the street with a big ass UPS truck coming towards us. The UPS driver slammed on the brakes. Damn dog runs underneath the UPS truck, and we're trying to get him out. Okay? And he had a collar on, and we're trying to grab his collar to pull him out from underneath the truck. Okay? He bit my sister, he bit my son, and he bit me. And all we were trying to do was help this fucking dog. I almost took him back. And my sister's like, nope, he didn't draw blood. He was scared. She's like, you know, he's just scared, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? 100% don't buy a dog from people you don't know, because this dog has been nothing but a pain in my fucking ass. And that was not an isolated incident with this damn dog. I'm telling you. And honestly, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I've never had a dog like him before, ever in my life. This dog does the stupidest shit. You know, I don't understand. I've had some dogs. I've had quite a few dogs. They were all well-behaved dogs. Like him, he listens and stuff. And like, he knows I'm not the one. Because I'm not the fucking one. I say get in the house, he gets in the house. He doesn't try me. But it doesn't mean that when he's out back that he don't wander out the damn yard or just do stupid dog stuff, right? You know, I don't know. Have you ever had an incident like that where your damn dog... Well, this dog didn't even know us. This was the first day we had him. Okay? I don't want anybody like, oh, da-da-da. We didn't know him. He didn't know us. We're strangers. He didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And all he knows is that he's scared and he's underneath this big ass truck and he's not, you know. And I'm trying to defend him. Because he's not an aggressive dog like that. He's actually a very timid dog. So 100% I agree. He was just really scared. He didn't know us. Now he knows us. He loves my sister. He loves my sister. That's why she's so flabbergasted now. Like, what the fuck, dude? Well, you said it. He was scared. He was scared. And when he's, like, lightning storms, he comes in my room. And I'm like, dude, go back into Lexi's room. Because that's technically my daughter's dog, not mine. So anyways, 100% I do not think he would protect her at all. So there's that too. Anyways, next story. Head smashed by a garbage truck. A friend of mine. Oh, wait. Is this the one I was just reading? Yep. Yep, this is the one. We didn't even finish this story. It says the dog manages to get loose from its leash and bolts into the street, right underneath a stopped garbage truck. The lady trying to save her pupper ducks under the truck. At that moment, the garbage truck driver, oblivious to what's happening, backs up and over the poor woman's head. As my friend described it, there was nothing left above the shoulders. The dog was fine, though. Maybe she should have announced it. I'm just saying, like, when that happened with us, we were screaming, stop, 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 stop. But he's seen Buster, you know. And we're like, stop, stop, stop. You know, we gotta get the dog. The guy, like, he wanted to help too, but honestly, I don't think he's seen what happened. You know, he was like, eh. And I was like, we just fucking got him. We literally just left this lady's house with this dog. I should have took him back. 1000% I should have took him back. But it is what it is. Could he be worse? Yeah, he could be. Is he a horrible dog? No. Does stupid shit all the time though. Even though he knows not to do it. That's the stupid shit I don't like. Why are you a repeat offender, man? You already got in fucking trouble for doing this. Why are you doing it again? Gets garbage all over the house. He does the stupidest shit. Pisses on the floor even though he's fucking house broke. I don't understand. Don't understand. Like I said, he's really irritating. Really irritating. Not an aggressive dog though. He's very timid. I don't understand. Not like her. You know, she got a hold of a mouse and ate his head the other day. Yeah, I'm talking about you. This little tiny little cat right here. Yeah, aggressive. Should have seen her. She had that fucking... Oh my god, dude. Never mind. We're not doing it. We're already talking. This lady... Wait, hold on. It's funny because the next story is talking about crazy cat lady consumed by her cats. Hey, wait, wasn't this the first story? No, that lady choked on one of her cat's kittens. Oh, why? I like my cat. I like a lot of cats. I go to my dad's house and they got a bunch of stray kittens out there, and I go over there and pet them. I pet them. And you know what? They don't like to be in a lap either. Some of them don't even like to be petted. They just like to watch. Anyways, strangest pet related story. Crazy cat lady died. Unknown cause of death. They weren't able to determine anything because her 20 or so cats ate her. You know, I've said that about her. I'm like, you know, if I die and she's around, she's probably gonna fucking eat me. Oh my god. All that was left was basically bone and some of her stomach innards. They'd stripped most of her skin and muscle and even had been working on the bones. I found out all the cats were put down as a result. That is messed up. That is their natural instinct, though. They didn't know no better. I don't think they were aggressive or anything. They were hungry. And, you know, wild cats, they'll, Hold on, I gotta move, Zeus. I know you're comfortable, but you know I can't sit still. It's a problem I have. Yes. Well, anyways. That's fucked up. But honest to God, and I've said this so many times too. So, we're still going. What the hell? Head split open by fallen icicle. My grandfather had a friend who died in the city from an icicle falling off a high-rise and splitting his head open. Do you know that's honestly a fear I fucking had for like ever? When I lived in my old apartment, and so one of the top points of the roof was very, very sharp and steep. And it kind of connects to the other part that was not as steep. So it kind of made like this weird like little angle thing, and there'd be this huge ass fucking icicle that went from like the roof almost all the way to the ground. And I was always so scared that it was gonna fall on me and fucking kill me. And here it actually happened to somebody. Off a high rise though. Well, this one says flattened by a 5-ton cinder block. Another fear. You know, remember them cartoons where, you know, they throw pianos out the window to, you know, attempt to stop somebody. I don't know what they were really doing in old cartoons. Wile E. Coyote and stuff. I don't know what they were doing. Were they really trying to kill somebody, or what was the purpose of everything? Anyways. Huh. Not a corner, but this happened at a place I worked at previously. They were doing major renovations at the building I was working in, tearing out walls and creating a whole new space for some machinery we use. Part of the renovation demolition was to knock several new doors, passageways, and the old foundation to allow access from the new part to the old. Each of these doors was 15 feet across by 12 high. The foundation was 3 to 4 feet thick. They accomplished this by drilling holes along the lines where the doors would be, spaced closely together. Then, using hand tools, they would break the wall down by causing it to crack between the holes, then falling inward. One of the workers on this crew was behind a section of wall they were drilling the final holes when, due to an unforeseen weakness in the foundation, the entire piece broke away and fell down on him in one piece, crushing him completely. The piece, from estimates, weighed close to 5 tons. I didn't see it. People in the area says he was completely flattened, with every bone in his body pulverized. You know, the other title was better. The original title, because they have like a subtitle below and it says construction worker squished like a grape underneath the cinder block. That was sick. So what are we at for battery? Ooh, of course we're almost dead. Well, it reminds me of the old cartoons. Alright, the next one. It's a Bug's Life. God, here we go with the fucking bugs again, man. And it crashed again. It fucking crashed again. All the way back up to the top it goes. I'm gonna put the link in the description box, right? But I don't highly recommend it because the amount of ads is causing the website to crash. It's just sick. There's so many ads and it keeps crashing this website. It's so overwhelmed by ads. Bug's Life. Oh my god, how many stories are... Oh, no, this is the last story. Last story. Crushed by a crane to the skull. They just get fucking worse, man. I had to call the coroner one night. One of our employees had to unload a barge load of drill pipe. I understand he was pissed at being called out on a cold night, but that was part of the job. He didn't take the time to lower the outrigs. He lifted the pipe, swung it around, and when the crane started to tip over from the weight, he made his second mistake. He tried to jump off the crane. The top of the cab crushed his head like an eggshell. I got there before the EMTs within 20 minutes of the accident. His leg was still twitching. The coroner got there and he couldn't do anything because the body was pinned under the cab of the crane. Using jacks and shovels, we lifted the crane off of his body. I had the inevitable task of going to his home, waking up his wife to tell her what happened. He was late 50s, so at least there were no little children involved. That is fucked up, dude. I feel like late 50s he should have known better. But you never know. And you know, I've said this before, like, these people, they had no idea they were gonna fucking die something stupid like that. You don't know how your life is gonna go. You don't know what's gonna happen day to day. Just live your life to the fullest. And, you know, and just be thankful for every moment you do have, because we're all essentially on borrowed, can't talk, borrowed time anyways. That's what they call life. We're on borrowed time. So you don't know. And you could be fucking, ate by cats or something. Who knows? Or don't be like the old lady that tried to eat a cat. These are some fucked up stories. So yeah, Twisted, right? Yeah, that's what I thought too when I read the title. Glad I didn't read the stories because, good golly. Well, GoPro's dying. Stories are done. Nobody's in chat. So, we're gonna go. Anyways, if you liked this, what's gonna be a video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. And as always, and I'm gonna start road trips again very soon. I actually have one that I'm gonna do probably Thursday. So I'll have that video for next week because I already have videos scheduled out for this week for Friday and Sunday. And then we got today's live stream that I will try to add chapters to and see how well it worked, because I've noticed a lot of the last couple streams weren't very good streams. So then I unlist it. It's still there. If you ever want to see a stream and you're like, it's gone, it's not. I unlisted it, uploaded a better version, because why watch something that's not good? I'm not going to do that to you. So I'm going to unlist them. I'll upload the new one. And then that's kind of how I've been doing. So I'm going to do so the little road trip that we're going to do, it's not even a road trip, but the little Google Save Places adventure is going to be some, I think I talked about this. I feel like I did. We're going to do permanently closed places that I don't understand. And I really don't understand them. So I think there's three places that we're going to go to that are permanently closed. And I don't understand why. So we're going to go and look and see how the fuck these places can be closed. I'm just saying. You'll see. And then there was something else I was going to do. Hold on. Let me go and look. Oh, we're going to add more to the haunted bucket list too, because what I'm trying to do is get an idea of all these haunted places I want to go to, so that way I can kind of start piecing together like road trips. Like, oh, in this area I can go here and here and here and kind of, do a one full trip. That'd be nice. And then the next video after that, so we're going to do the Google Save Places. We're going to add to the haunted bucket list. But then I was also wanting to talk about crop circles. Man, I have seen some very elaborate crop circles. And honestly, I know a lot of them are hoaxed, right? I know they are. But some of them have to be real, because where the fuck did they just start doing this? So anyways, we're going to get into some crop circles. And the only other thing that I have been trying to plan is a digital scavenger hunt of sorts. So they're going to be Easter egg type. Not like an actual Easter egg. But what I'm trying to plan to do is do like a riddle that's going to lead you to one of my videos that's going to have a card in the video linking to a secret video that's going to be unlisted. And the only way you're going to be able to see that video is to go to that card that's in said video. But there's a lot of finagling to it, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it so that way it doesn't get confusing. I don't want it to be confusing. I just want to do something interactive, and I feel like that'd be something that'd be very interactive. You don't have to do it. It's not like, oh, you don't do this, blah, blah. No, I just feel like it's something fun. It'll be like little Easter eggs, and then you get little special, like little videos from me that are going to be unlisted. And the only way you're going to know is to watch, I'm trying to figure out where I want to start it. And I'm almost kind of got everything figured out. I'm just trying to figure which videos I want to use. And I gotta sit down and come up with time to record the unlisted videos. They're gonna be like secret videos that you guys can see. And then I think what I'll do is once you find that secret video, just comment on the secret video, found it, and then I am going to put up a board somewhere over here, and I'm going to add your name to the board. If you there's going to be 8. So if you find all 8, then I'm going to make a whole private, well, maybe not private, I'm going to make a whole video dedicated to thanking you for taking your time and finding all these videos and finding all the clues. And I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun planning it, and that's what I was kind of doing was, I'm like, what can I do that would be kind of cool? And how else can I bring attention to like older videos? So there's that. So look out for that. I don't know what to call it yet. And I think that's where I'm kind of stuck at, because I'm like, what do I call this? So I've just been trying to come up with a name. Once I come up with a name, then I'm going to go ahead and start doing the little, you know, it's going to have like, it'll be a newer video. It's going to start with a newer video, because in the very beginning of the video, what I'm planning to do is put the riddle right after. So after my intro, put the riddle on like a black screen. And then if you figure out what video it is, then you can go to that video. That video you can watch to get the card that's going to be in that video. Click the card, it's going to take you to the private video or the unlisted video so that you can watch it, and then comment on that video, found it, I'll add your name to a board. If you find all 8 of them, I'm going to make you a special video, because I have to thank you, because I put a lot of work into it, and then you put a lot of work into it as well. You should be appreciated. So there's that. And I don't know, and then we're going to start road trips again. So this last weekend was very busy. I had my son's graduation Saturday. What else happened over the weekend? Something else happened over the weekend. I don't remember. My son's graduation was the big one though. So, and I got to go see my grandma and everything. It was very nice. And the only other thing that's going to be coming up is my son's graduation party, but I'm waiting for my sister to come back. So once my sister comes back, I'm going to plan my son's graduation party for, I think I figured out July 6th or something. So I have to get this little scavenger hunt going before I have this party I have to plan too. So, and I'm running out of time, because before I know it, my sister's coming back, and it's going to be awesome because I miss her a lot. But what else? I don't have anything else. Oh, I picked up a lot of hours for work, which is great. But until I get a paycheck, I'm going to do Spark so I have gas money, which is, you know, me being proactive finally, instead of just giving up, because for a while there I just kind of gave up. And maybe I really needed to hit that rock bottom so I could bounce. I don't know. This is probably the worst rock bottom I've ever hit in my life, where I just wasn't motivated, didn't want to do anything except for make videos. It's the only thing I haven't ever had to make myself do, is make the videos. And that's why I continue to make them, because this is literally the only thing I don't have to make myself do. And there's a lot into making videos. You record the video, you gotta edit it, you gotta fucking do all this other shit, and then trying to promote it. Like, I'm not very good at promoting my own self. There's that. I'm like, hey, you know, are you interested in this kind of stuff? Maybe check this out. I don't like to push people. Eventually they'll jump on board, because we're gonna start doing a lot more fun stuff, especially when I start working. Well, I shouldn't say start working. Start making money. So once money starts coming in, we're going to start going out and doing fun stuff. I want to do a lot of really cool shit for Halloween. Also, on the anniversary of my mom's death, I'm going to Historic Auto Attraction Museum for their Cars and Cadavers event that they're doing there. And I'm very excited about that as well. So that's on June 22nd from 7 to, I think it was 10. But I don't think I'm going to be able to live stream it. It's inside of a, I want to say like a warehouse, like a 1-story warehouse. And I don't think I would have any service in there. So I'll probably just record it. And I don't even know if I'll be able to record the whole thing or not. I'll record what I can. I'll ask. Plus I get to talk to Kathy. And I'm so excited about that. And fingers crossed I actually get to talk to her. And I have this feeling I'm going to show up and she's going to be really busy and I'm not even going to get to talk to her. And I'm going to be really sad. So there's that. Also, I still need to reach back out to Tinker Swiss Cottage and figure out a time that I can go in there, because they said that, you know, maybe they can come up with something. Maybe I can, I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to record in there. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to record in Tinker Swish. So fingers crossed that I can ever go into Tinker Swiss Cottage and actually record a video of that really cool fucking house. So there's that. And then, oh, River Bluff. So I still have that lady's card too. I got to get a hold of her. And then I seen that Scott from Veterans Hall is going to be having something going on when? Soon. I don't remember exactly when, but I want to go back to Veterans Hall. Something about that stage inside the hall, it was really weird. Like, that one room, I was like really drawn to that one room, and I'm like, why? I don't know why. Went in there, we didn't see nothing. We didn't see anything in there, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll eventually go back there as well. But I really want to start doing like these road trips, and I want to do some more little haunted bucket list stuff, add to that, so I can plan stuff around the Roadside America app. That's how I kind of want to do things. And I know on the haunted bucket list there's hotels, so maybe I can even stay in a haunted hotel. That could be a video, and then, you know, the actual thing I'm going to see could be a whole nother video. Like, I'm really excited about doing this, and I think it's going to be very good for me to get out and start doing this stuff like I've been wanting to do. And I can't believe that we're still recording and it hasn't died yet. All right, well, we're at an hour and 1 minute. So on that note, and the GoPro is dying, we're gonna do it one last time. On that note, if you liked this was gonna be a video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more what's gonna be a video like this, or more to come, the roadside attractions we're going to start doing again, this little scavenger hunt that I've got planned, amongst other things. Like, I'm just trying to put the final touches on everything, weave it all together, so that's to come as well, you know. And you can join us on that fun. We like to have friends, new friends. I like all of my friends, all of my friends. So anyways, I